What is up, guys? It is your girl Renny, and I am here with my sister Danielle.
Hi, guys.
It's been a long time since she's been on the channel. I think it's been at least 3 or 4 years. She's been busy living her life. Full-fledged wife, mom.
Mom of two.
Mom of two.
Yeah.
It's insane. We were like looking at pictures of what I consider him my little stepbrother and her brother. We were looking at pictures from 2011, and she was
insane. Which is crazy because 2011 is when he was 3, and that's how old my oldest is now. So it's crazy to look at him at that age and then think that's how old my son is now.
And then to look at Justin and be like, that's my son, that's my 3-year-old son's uncle.
Yeah, that's so true. It's crazy that he's 12 and he's an uncle to 2 kids.
I don't even think about that time in our lives at all on a daily basis. So
I know.
To see those pictures, I was like, the pictures are worse than the videos. Like the videos, we thought we looked good. Those pictures,
they tell it all.
Like
they reveal us for what we were.
No one thought we looked good back then. Honestly. So we've got a couple here. The first one, it's Easter. Vlog, Easter.
What year?
I don't know. Let's see. See, you're right there in the thumbnail.
Oh, yeah.
4 years ago.
4 years ago.
But Zumba. But YouTube is weird. Like, it'll say 4 years ago, but this was 2006. Oh, I guess that is 4 years.
Yeah.
Sometimes it rounds up.
Almost 4.5 years. Since April, I guess, yeah. Oh, there I am.
There you are. Our voices.
What up, vlog? She convinced me to vlog today. So it's
You did?
That's shocking to me.
That's shocking to me too. Ew, the laugh?
Oh my god.
What did we play? Ah!
So my eyes are like 0% on the road, so that's nice.
Okay, and then also, my hair was so long and beautiful.
Straight.
Like, it literally looks like weave. Okay, I think that was it for
I like when your hair is curly more, though.
Yeah, I do too. It, like, fits me more, I feel like. Okay, so road trip vlog. This is right after one of my ex-boyfriends was cheating on me. Danny was like, come to college.
I remember that. This is a fun weekend.
Yeah, this is a really fun weekend.
Oh, AJ.
laptop's still trying to boot.
Oh, it's so funny to think about.
No, what's funny to think about is me meeting Harold on this trip and having no idea.
Wait, see, I don't remember this. Because I don't think did I know Harold then?
Not like that. Not
I
as
just,
Harold,
socially.
as whatchamacallit's roommate.
Yeah.
So.
That's fair.
Yeah, so I know, because I remember, I think Harold was like drunk, or maybe that's just him, I don't know. But we were in an elevator and a girl pressed the floor we weren't going to, and he was like, why would you do that? And you were like, Harold, please shut up, like, you're so embarrassing.
What? That's so crazy because I don't remember this at all.
Because
but
you
honestly,
have so many memories with him, I have so
that's
few.
That's fair.
So it's like, that stuck out in my brain.
Were we sober when this happened? Were
I don't-
we sober?
I don't think we were too drunk.
Well,
I think once we got to the...
I'll blame it on the fact that maybe I was drinking. That's why I don't remember.
But yeah.
I wonder if he would remember that event because we've never discussed it, so he never brought it up. So I don't know if that's like something he remembers either.
No, yeah, and then I remember FaceTiming you like a few months later, and y'all were watching a movie in your bed, and I was very confused.
Yeah, it's all history from there.
Okay, let's see. I know the first part is like me at work right before I get on the bus. Oh, that is horrific.
That's your room, right?
No, that's your dorm.
It is? Oh, it is? Lord have mercy. What year is this? My freshman year? Yeah, it has
2016.
to be. Okay. Yeah, so it's my
drive
freshman year.
turned into a 40-minute drive.
Do you remember this? When the Lyft
What?
driver tried to like steal me?
Nope.
So I was on my way to you. You were like, it's like a 10 to 15 minute drive from the bus station. I was like, okay. So I called the Lyft, and he came. He was like, I think it was like 1 a.m. It was like pretty late. And he was like, oh, have you ever seen Boston before? I was like, yeah, my family's from Massachusetts. I've been to Boston before. He was like, oh, do you want to go the scenic route? And I was like, no, thank you. I'm good. I'm just seeing my sister, going to her dorm. He was like, okay. We're like 10 minutes in, and I'm like, I'm gonna put the address in, and we're still like 15 minutes away. And I was like, oh, I texted you, and I was like, here's my location. If I don't answer in 5 minutes, it means I'm dead. Call the police.
Oh my gosh.
I got my money back for that ride, but I mean,
I hope so. You look really light. Like your skin looks very light.
because I used to go to CVS, buy $16 Neutrogena SPF 100. The only brand that makes it, Neutrogena. And yeah, I would hide from the sun. This summer, I don't lay out. Like, my dad lays out. I'm like, that's no fun for me. I'm dark as it is. I don't need any. I'm fine.
Yeah.
On pizza.
No, we're not doing pizza right now, honey.
Why?
I told you we had to do a video.
I
Why'd
just
you
need
put them out?
because I want pizza.
Okay, but it's not lunchtime. It's only 10 a.m. I told you could have pizza at lunchtime, right? Let us finish this. You go play. Let us finish this, and then I'll come get you. And when I come get you, we can make pizza. Deal?
Say hi to the camera.
I can. What is that?
It's a microphone.
Why? Why you need it? Why you need it?
So you can hear us.
There you go.
Mom
With
life.
kids. And this was on like wait, what weekend is this? Memorial Day weekend? Cause I remember it had like a long weekend, right?
Oh, I don't know, but it was
It's
the
like
weekend
some
of
sort
the
of
Boston
celebration.
Marathon.
Oh, so that's what it was.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it wasn't Memorial Day. It was. Oh yeah, that's when I worked for the football.
And Harold was down there, huh?
Yeah, he was. Wait, it's so crazy looking at my teeth too because my teeth are so different now. That's before I had my braces.
Did you have braces in high school?
I had braces like in middle school. Only on the top though. I never did the
Who's
bottom.
that girl?
I don't know. I didn't see who it was. Wait.
Yeah, I can't really see her either. No, you can't
I
see
have
her.
no idea.
Hey guys, I missed you for like
I still have that t-shirt dress. I wear it instead.
of the night. Top from Brandy, pants from Charlotte Russe.
I'm in better shape now than I was then.
Really? You think?
Yeah, for sure.
From Amazon. And sweater from Old Navy.
I mean, yeah, you lived in a dorm. You were at college.
Wait, is this the next day now?
Yeah, I
Okay.
guess. Wasn't really
Where
great
did we
with
go that
transition.
night? That was the basketball house night?
I think there was the basketball house night the same night that we went to those like houses, they were called
The mods?
Yeah. Was that?
I don't know.
I don't know. But I don't think I was recording that.
Apparently not. Zero footage.
Zero footage. Oh, that was right after we crossed through the marathon, which you're not supposed to do.
Which you're really not supposed to do.
It's like the year after the bombing, we're crossing.
Yeah, we should not have done that.
But we were trying to get, no, this was the day we were trying to get to from different houses, and they were on different sides.
Yeah. And like that was so inconvenient because you're not supposed to cross the street, but you just had to get to the party. I don't know.
I think my favorite part is the news clip of us on the news.
Oh my god, yeah, I forgot. Oh crap, here we go. You don't even go to this school when you're like
She
on the
doesn't
news.
even go Boston College freshman Renny Hunter. That's what it said. Yo,
We definitely had alcohol in us here. Because I remember myself, I'm like, I look crazy. Why is my face so chunky?
why do you have a middle part? It's like the worst middle part.
Yeah, it's questionable. I don't have any angles in my hair at all. It's like all one. It's not good.
Oh my
that
God.
choker needs to go. Too. That was a fun weekend, though.
Wow. Yeah.
From what I remember of that.
It was really
The video
fun.
may not.
No, it
show
doesn't.
that.
It doesn't show. It was honestly not that great, the video, but that's so cute. All right, so let's get into the cues.
Cool.
I'm gonna move this over because we don't need this in our way. I have my notebook like usual, so I can reference because I have the memory of a squirrel. So, okay, so I feel like your life kind of just changed completely right when, like a couple months after you met Harold, or?
I mean, when I met Harold, it wasn't, neither of us was looking for something. So it was like, I wasn't even really friends with him. He was kind of just an acquaintance. We had, mutual friends. But yeah, he was focusing on football. He was kind of a player. I was living my best life. So yeah, it only became something serious when like the school year broke out, and then that's like the summer happened, because it just worked out that he was planning on staying at BC over the summer to train, because he felt like if he went home, he would have been distracted with his friends from back home, just getting into things that basically weren't going to help him in the long run. And then for me, I decided I got a job full-time working with Residential Life, so I did that, and I also worked at a tanning salon, and I worked at Cheesecake Factory, and I was like just trying to grind and do that, and I took a summer class, but not really many people stay on campus during the summer, so it basically kind of brought us together and kind of encouraged us to get to know each other, because there weren't a lot of people to hang out with in general.
Right.
So.
And what year was that? Your sophomore year?
So that was the end of my freshman year,
going into
my sophomore year. Yeah, that summer.
And when did you find out you were pregnant?
Oh gosh. So our official starting like date anniversary, which we don't really like, we acknowledge it now that we're married, but because it's not the same day, we don't really celebrate it. But that is June 3rd. So we started dating June 3rd, and then I found out I was pregnant, I want to say October 10th, because I remember it was whatever the Clemson game was. It was the day of the Clemson game, and it was like the most nerve-wracking day of my life figuring that out. But I was already, after, I went and saw an OB that following week, and I was already 6 weeks pregnant then. So my conception date is like August 28th, I think.
Gotcha.
So we were really only dating for less than 3 months before I got pregnant. So it was quick.
Yeah.
Very quick.
When you found out you were pregnant, like, were you guys serious enough that you were like not nervous about that aspect, or were you nervous about that too?
I think just inevitably you're going to be nervous because, he was, 19, and he was 20 at the time. Like, you're just going to be scared because you're in school, and I had so many plans for myself, and I've always been very independent. So, throwing a baby in there, we were like, holy crap, what are we going to do? But in terms of our relationship, like, we were very solid. Like, we both felt very quickly that this was like a forever thing. I mean, Harold said that he loved me, like, I swear, like 10 days in, like, it was very, very quick. Like, it was just like, we always say that summer was something like you'd see like in a Nicholas Sparks movie, because it was just like a whirlwind romance. Yeah, we were very serious, very fast, and I don't know, like all the pieces fell together. And it's crazy because we always say, like, Harold wrote me this really nice letter for I don't remember if it was my birthday or anniversary this year, but basically in the letter he's talking about like what are the odds that we would have come together, because God placed us in this position, like at BC to stay over the summer in order for us to like, you know, fall into each other's lives. Like we could have been doing a million other things, but we both decided to make those decisions separately, not even really knowing each other, to stay at school over the summer. And, you know, it just forced us to really, you know, be together. But either way, it was freaking scary. And I'm not going to say, like, I'm not going to lie and say we knew we were going to keep the baby. Like, we didn't. Like, we had several cries, several conversations about, like, what was going to be the best thing to do. And ultimately, the cons list very much so outweighed the pros list. Yeah. But I think what solidified it for us is when we went to the ultrasound appointment and, like, seeing him on the screen, like, even though he looked like a chicken nugget, like, he was, it was so little. Yeah. And you just hearing the heartbeat, we were like, all right, we got to find a way. Like, we're going to have to figure out how we're going to do this. And ultimately, I think it pushed Harold, like, to do better in football because he knew that there was a whole, like, person that was going to have to be taken care of in, you know, 9 short months. Right. So I think it really encouraged him. And, I mean, that season, so that was my sophomore year and that was his junior year, that was his best, like, career season. I mean, he had 16 and a half sacks. He led the nation in sacks. So it's like, you know, I don't want to attribute it only to that because he's always worked really hard. But, you know, I think
that extra push.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was definitely important. But, yeah, it was definitely a tough decision. I mean, we weighed in opinions of our parents. You know, his parents wanted us to keep him, but they're also very religious. So it was more so on that aspect. And then my mom didn't want me to keep it. Like, you know, she knew how many plans I had, and she knew how this was going to interfere.
Your mom was always, like, your biggest
she always
fan.
pushed me to reach, like, all those, you know, milestones that I wanted to reach. But once we did make the decision, she was 100% on board. She's like, there's no point, like, being negative about it and making it more stressful.
Not being in your life or the children's life.
Yeah, so, you know, once we were like, all right, we're doing it, then she was like, okay, then I support you, we're doing it, and that's the end of it. Right. So, and I think we're very lucky in that standpoint because a lot of people don't get that kind of support. And, you know, as difficult as it was made easier by our parents because, you know, we knew we had them to rely on, basically.
And then the little apartment.
Yeah, so that was really helpful. My parents had an apartment above their 4-car garage, so basically we lived up there. And that's where I lived with Grayson. I mean, Harold was in and out because he was still in school and still doing football, so he would drive back and forth. But
from BC. Yeah,
so, like, when he could, I mean, it's a 2-hour drive, so, I mean, it wasn't that often. It was difficult when Grayson was first born because I was a new mom and your hormones are crazy, and it was difficult not having him around a lot. But he made the effort, and, you know, we lived there until Grayson was 1 before, you know, we were drafted and came here. So it just worked out really well for us. But, you know, I don't encourage it. Being a young parent is not easy. We just had a very blessed situation that not a lot of people get to experience.
Yeah, not a lot at all. But talk about the plans that you had before you knew you were going to have a kid. Like, I know,
like what I wanted
psychologist.
To do. I went into school pre-med. I was in the Gateway Scholars Program, which was basically for first-generation college students. So, because neither of my parents had gone to school.
Wow, I'm surprised Sally didn't go to college. I don't know why.
No, she's just like an educated person, and she comes off the way, and she's done trade school. Like, she went to trade school to be a nurse. She got her LPN doing that, but yeah, they never went to that traditional, you know, bachelor's 4-year college. So I was in this really nice program for science students, and I went in pre-med, and I did my first year all pre-med, but then, you know, finding out my sophomore year I started to fall behind in the pre-med schedule my first semester of sophomore year. So I was like, you know what, it's just not going to work out. And, like, if I'm going to be having a baby, I'm not going to medical school right after college. It's just not going to happen. So I switched. I went out of pre-med and I became a sociology major. So I wouldn't even say, like, I've ever really known what I wanted to do. I mean, I just feel like I don't have, like, one singular passion. Like, I have interest in a lot of different things, but I've never kind of, like, solidified exactly what I want to do. And I'm still, like, I still don't know what I want to do. Yeah. But, you know, I'll figure it out eventually. But yeah, so I was pre-med. The idea at the time was to go to medical school and do that. But, you know, life happens.
Yeah, it's true. What's your favorite part about being a wife to someone who does what Harold does? He's an NFL player. If we didn't solidify that,
right.
I don't think we did.
Yeah, I don't think we did. Anyway.
Harold plays for the Tennessee Titans. He's number 58, and he plays
outside linebacker.
Yep, I don't know.
Defense and it's pretty. They're pretty similar.
Really? Oh, okay. So
just depending on like how the defense works on different teams.
Okay.
But yeah, you were pretty right. So my favorite thing. Well, I would say like my favorite thing about Harold in the situation is that he is very humble and he doesn't like have a big ego about being in the NFL. Like his priority is more like on let me succeed in football so that I can support my family and that we can live comfortably. It's not let me play football so that I can have all these groupies and, you know, I can be on TV and all the extra stuff. Like, some people are like that. That's great. No offense to them. Nothing like that. But I just like that he is more family-oriented.
And his drive comes from
there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. His drive is for basically us. So I would say that's my favorite. I think there's a lot of stereotypes about like what it's like to be in the league, especially like if you've ever seen WAGs, which I watched all of the WAGs, so I've seen it, and you know, even before being it, so it's like you have that like strange expectation of that's what it's going to be like, and I don't know if it's like that on certain teams
in different areas.
So here it's not like that. Like the Tennessee Titans are super family oriented, and there's no like, I don't know, like hierarchy, or I don't know how to explain it. Like people, it doesn't matter really. You know, we live very similar lives. I mean, we
like all of you.
I mean, and we all get along very well, and you know, it's nothing like crazy. There's no like crazy drama. People aren't throwing wine bottles across the table.
It's also
at, like,
a
events.
TV show.
I know they probably do that for the show, but it's we live a pretty normal life. It's really, we are fortunate that we don't financially have to like worry about things. But I would say there's other worries that come up. I mean, some people say like more money, more problems. I don't know if that's the case because I don't know what other people's situations are.
Right.
But we do have problems. There are things that come up, and we just live like a normal life. It's just, you know, we're definitely very young homeowners. We have like a nice home. We take care of our home, our cars and stuff like that, but you're not gonna see us like spending frivolously and like buying everything. Like Harold's not gonna be wearing like blinged out chains like down to his freaking stomach. Like it's not happening. I don't know, we always feel like you never know how long you're gonna be in the league, so it's like you need to take advantage of the opportunities you have now and save that money,
set it up for longevity.
Because you know, I think the averages is like 3 to 5 years that people are in the league. And even after that, like even if Harold's in the league for 10 years, he's gonna be like 31 when he retires. Like we have an entire
so much life left
after that. So it's just like about setting yourself up for the long run, and you know, just making sure you're taking care of everything. And especially because we have kids, it's like that's always a priority, making sure that we don't need to worry about if they need to go to school. I mean, Harold would love for them to get like football scholarships. That would be wonderful. That's the goal. We would love for them to get college scholarships. But if that's not the case, we need to be prepared for,
and if that's not their
else.
interest.
Hopefully it is. We'll have to have that conversation later on.
Because I asked you if you wanted a girl, and she said that they have no plans to have another kid. That's something that because of the and I'm surprised because I feel like we both have similar relationships with our moms, that like I want that with a little girl.
No. I just don't. I mean, I don't have any like pull for one. I mean, if I was to have like a boy and a girl, great. One of each, fine. But having boys was like definitely more of a priority. I'm like totally
for both of you,
for sure. I mean, for sure. I'm totally comfortable being a boy mom. Like I don't feel like I need to have a girl. But saying that, I mean, I'm 23, Harold's 24. We could possibly decide down the line we want to have another child, boy or girl, whatever it happens to be. But I think we're very comfortable with two kids.
And
it's a lot.
They have also good space in between their ages too.
2.5 years. I mean, I give major props to parents who can do like 2 under 1 or 2 under 2. But honestly, Grayson's age was so perfect because he has some level of independence where he doesn't 100% rely on me for everything that he needs. And also he's potty trained, which is a huge thing for me because I don't want to be changing 2 sets of diapers. I don't even want to change 1 set of diapers. So the fact that I have to do that kind of sucks. So I was really, if I was to do it again, I would want to do it that way because it's just nice not to feel like I have to take care of 2 babies constantly. Right. Especially with Harold's career because half the year he's super duper busy. So it's like half the year I feel like I'm doing a lot of things, you know, I'm taking a lot of responsibility for the kids and for the home. So to have, you know, 2 little ones doing that, you know, it's difficult, especially if you don't have like family nearby, which we don't. So, you know, to not have, you know, that support system around you is difficult. Because
it's I feel like a lot of people have it easy when grandma and grandpa are around.
I would just love it.
Because I feel like your parents and even your dad too, I mean, Sally and Michael and your father, and you know, I think they all would gladly like
and
have
my
at
in-laws.
least like
I have the most amazing in-laws too. So if anybody would be around, it would just be so nice. Like just to even like if I needed to run errands for the day, not to worry about like, oh, can I get a sitter or something like that. I could just be like, oh, I'm just gonna drop them off, or they can come over.
It's a different feeling also leaving your kids with family than it is. You know, even if you trust them to your bone like core, you don't feel like, you know, you have to necessarily come back right at the time you said you were, or, you know, just little things like that. Yeah,
it's simpler in that sense, for sure.
So we talked about a little bit about the stereotypes that come with like having a husband in the league. So I have to ask the question, are they sliding into the DMs?
Mine or his?
No, his.
I don't think so. I don't actively keep track. But I think he makes it very clear, like on his social media, that he is married, he does have a family. So unless you're super thirsty, which there are super thirsty ones out there.
Sometimes
so
that's more attractive to crazy women too.
I mean, he's never brought it up to me like, oh, look at this, like look at what they did, like you know, somebody doesn't get it, whatever it is, but. I don't know. I believe it probably has happened at some point. But he honestly doesn't accept like any DMs that he doesn't from people he doesn't know. So already, he probably has like 95 requests that he hasn't even like looked at.
I get it. And so I thought to wrap it up, we just talk about your wedding because that was really fun for a lot of people in your life, including me. That was a great
really
experience.
Nice.
So how long ago was that?
2 years. So we got married July 9th of 2018. It was so perfect. I mean, looking back, I wouldn't have done it any other way. It was so nice being destination, first of all, and like it's just beautiful in Barbados. Like every aspect of it. Our villa was beautiful, like right on the beach. Doing the catamaran and swimming with the turtles, all that kind of stuff was so fun. And then
money make a drip drip, kiss him on the lip. That's the kind of dude I was looking for. And yes, he gets back if you look at hoe. I said, excuse me, you're a hell of a guy. I mean, you're on my mind like pelicans fly. I mean, you're so shy. Yes, I did. Somebody tell who the F I is. I am Nicki Minaj and back and dudes up. Back dudes up.
Just the venue, I mean, it was difficult for me because I put a lot of trust into my wedding planner because she was there, like in Barbados. And, you know, I wasn't. So I was like, you know what, do what you think is going to be best. Like, I had never been to Hunts Gardens, which is where we got married. So I was just going off, like, pictures and what she would say and stuff like that. So I didn't know what it was really going to look like until I got there when I got married. So it was just, everything just came together so beautifully. And we're just so... like such homebodies and so to ourselves, and we just like love being home and just like the very intimate circle. So it was so nice just having like our immediate families there and just have like you could genuinely spend quality time with each person there because it was such a small group.
That's true. That's true.
And people were like offended for sure that they couldn't come. I mean, we still got some jabs here and there from friends and stuff that we didn't have them, but honestly, like we say it now, you know, we talk about maybe like at our 10-year anniversary, like we'll do some sort of vow renewal where we can kind of incorporate people, because ultimately anybody can get married.
Yeah.
But the longevity thing and making it last a lifetime is what should be really celebrated.
Jada said on Red Table Talk, she was like, I'm sorry, but I don't believe in weddings. She's like, when y'all make it a good 5 years, then come talk to me, because you've been dating. What? You've never lived life married. You've never lived with each other. Like, some people don't even have sex until they get married. It's like, you don't know. And why are we celebrating so soon?
It's true. I mean, it doesn't change your relationship like completely, but it does create like an extra layer to your relationship, and it I don't know, it like bonds you. And I don't know if it's just because like your finances get bonded and like all the like literal things as well, but I don't know, it's just like a different layer of a relationship that is super special. But yeah, I mean, you can celebrate anybody's wedding, but you know, each milestone, like each year is like a big deal to me, because it's like, wow, we're making it an extra year, like we're really in it kind of thing. So I'm excited. I get excited for all our anniversaries, but
I know. I was like, I for sure thought Phoebe was gonna be there. I think the fact that like you guys had no friends at all kind of like was like, we're not picking and choosing. I think like no friends instead of like one good, you know, I think it was good. But we had an amazing time. We were there for a long time.
Like a week, something like a week.
I think your dad said the other day 10 days.
I don't remember, honestly. It was like, I feel like we just did so many different things in that time frame. It was so nice.
It was so fun. And the way that it was set up, that we all were in the same villa but had our own little like sub-family sections.
Yeah, we basically took over like that entire villa.
No, you did. The whole thing, right?
Yeah,
From
we had,
top to bottom.
not the whole thing. I mean, I think that because we didn't have the other 2-bedroom on this side, and then but we definitely had like a whole side. Yeah. Because we had a 2, a 3, and then we took the penthouse at the top, which honestly, going back, I would get that penthouse every time if it was just me and Harold, because it was so beautiful, and like the view was incredible. Having your private pool right there, like, oh my gosh. Yeah, it was wonderful.
It was amazing. And then I got to move to the penthouse
once.
Yeah. Once Harold's parents left, I had this huge bed, a huge room that I could literally, if I could do cartwheels.
Staff. And the staff is so lovely.
So like, amazing.
They make all your food. They'll do your grocery shopping for you. They clean your beds. They'll clean your clothes. Like, they do everything for you. And there's a guy who brings out all of, like, the paddleboard stuff to the beach for you. Like, you don't have to do anything.
Shout out to Corey, man.
That was his name?
He was there, like, the first, like, couple of days.
Oh, really?
And then there was a different guy after that. But, yeah, Corey hooked me up with, you know, the necessities that I needed that I could not, you know, go and venture out and get myself. And, Corey was super cool. And then there was some other guy, but yeah, that was amazing when we used to be on the beach and the vendors with the necklaces and all the jewelry. So nice. I still have.
There's some guys that try and sell you drugs. This is a fun story, actually. So when I first went to Barbados...
Those are the necessities I'm talking about.
Yeah, right? So when I first went, I went with Phoebe and Matt... Actually, that was the time that I went for my parents' wedding, but Phoebe came later in the week after we had already been there for their wedding. So we were all there, like our whole immediate family. And I remember Phoebe and I were walking on the beach, and this man like is offering us candy, but I'm like, I don't even know how old I am. I'm 17, 18. I'm thinking candy is like real candy, and like he's like one of those creepy guys that's gonna like offer kids candy and like put them in a van. I didn't realize that candy was like coke or drugs or whatever. I didn't realize
that's what he meant.
See, it's not weird for me to not have known that.
I mean,
right?
I don't do any hard drugs, so I don't know the terms.
So I got back and I told my brother.
So he didn't show you anything?
No. I was just like, no, I didn't want any candy. So I just kept it moving. But I got back and I told my brother Matt about the situation. He's like, oh, where is he? Like, I'll take some. Like, he knew that it was drugs. He's like, you know, you was talking about drugs. So I was like, no. Like, regardless of the situation, I didn't want anything he was trying to give me. But I came to learn something new, that when somebody's offering you candy, it may not be that they're trying to put you in a van. It may be that they're trying to sell you drugs.
Maybe that's not even like a term for drugs like that you use like. If like maybe he wouldn't say that to Bajan people, like maybe that's like code for like you're traveling, you don't want to get in trouble, so you say the code word to like Americans or like travelers and tourists.
Either way, they need to come up with better.
I know,
because I didn't figure it out, but I was also young, so
yeah.
Maybe if somebody said it now, I would have picked up on it.
I don't think so.
I probably
wouldn't
have.
have.
If you're right, I probably wouldn't have. But now if I go back to Barbados, if they say it again, I'll know exactly what I'm be like, I know what you're saying, but I still don't want any.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing your story, Danielle. Thank you for being on my channel again. I don't know if I kind of explained how we're sisters, but my mom and her dad dated for
like
maybe
a decade.
Close, at least a decade. They made it a decade. I think they were a few months over. Okay. So...
Either way, a long-ass time.
Long-ass time. They're no longer together now, but we're all still family, so we're here in Nashville visiting. We celebrated my birthday yesterday, and you guys will see all the festivities. But it was a really fun time. I'm glad I got to see your home. And Grayson is, like, so, like, he's like a
real human
He's
now?
a real human now, so he's not,
say
like, scared of me, like, because we don't see each other often, so... felt like when he was a baby, unlike Ollie, he was a little more like
he had like way more stranger danger. But I also like I think I sheltered Grayson more. Like I always kept him with me. With Ollie, I'm like take him. I don't want him. Take him. Do whatever.
But Ollie is so happy. He's
he's a super happy baby. He just wants to be carried and loved, and just everybody wants to hold him. He's so cute.
But yeah, so that's how we're sisters, and we will remain sisters for the rest of our lives.
That's true.
But yeah, love you.
Love you. Glad I could do it.
I know. It's a really interesting story, and I bet you guys will love to hear it, because I would have watched this video if I saw it anywhere else.
Yeah. I got it's somewhat interesting life, but we're also pretty normal. So don't let us fool you. We're pretty normal still.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.